We're going to solve an absolute value inequality. After we solve it, we'll write the solution set in interval notation and graph it on a number line. So we have the absolute value of 3x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 3. Now we have to remove these absolute value bars. So we just remove them and we write 3x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 3, or we have to write another inequality. We write 3x plus 2, and we reverse this direction, make it less than or equal to, and take the opposite of the right-hand side, negative 3. This is how you start solving an absolute value inequality where the original inequality is a greater than or equal to. So now we have two inequalities to solve. Let's take a look at the first one. Let's subtract 2 from both sides and we'll get 3x is greater than or equal to 1. And when we divide both sides by 3, we simply have x is greater than or equal to the fraction 1/3. Or let's look at our other inequality. We can subtract 2 from both sides of this inequality and we'll have 3x is less than or equal to, we have negative 3 minus 2 gives us negative 5. And when we divide both sides of this inequality by 3, we get x is less than or equal to negative 5/3. Now remember, it's x is greater than or equal to 1/3 or x is less than or equal to negative 5/3. The or represents a union. So on the number line, here's what it's going to look like. Let's put 0 here. Here's 1/3. Negative 1/3, negative 2/3, negative 3/3 I'll just write as negative 1, negative 4/3, and negative 5/3. Now, first we have x is greater than or equal to negative 1/3. So we want to put a bracket at 1/3. And we want values x that are greater than or equal to 1/3. For x is less than or equal to negative 5/3, we're going to go down here to negative 5/3, and we want values of x that are less than or equal to negative 5/3. So on the number line, we can see our two different intervals that represent the solution set. Now let's actually write them in interval notation. Remember, for interval notation, we just write from left to right how we see it on the number line. Since this arrow at negative 5/3 goes on to negative infinity, then negative infinity is going to be the first thing that I write. Remember, anytime you're writing negative infinity or positive infinity in interval notation, you use a parentheses by the negative or positive infinity sign since it does not indicate one specific number. So we have from negative infinity up to and including negative 5/3, union from 1/3, again, closed interval, up to positive infinity.